So Dengar, or Dengar the Demolisher, was actually a gladiator before he established himself as a bounty hunter. He began his new career in the early stages of the Clone Wars, and it was during this time that he was a very effective bounty hunter. He worked alongside Bossk, Boba Fett and Asajj Ventress and a few notable other bounty hunters. Their job was to escort a sub-tram that held up Chua Blanc, a dictator from Quarzite. His skills were noticed by the Hutts and he ended up on their payroll for a while, acting as protection and completing other jobs for them. Dengar then went missing for a while after the Clone Wars, and it's believed that he was recovering from a very serious injury that could have cost him his life. He then became active again during the reign of the Empire, and he was present for the negotiations between Vader and Jabba for the Empire to acquire resources. Dengar then later on had a run-in with Han Solo. He travelled to Nar Shaddaa where he learned that Chewbacca was on the Smuggler's Moon. With 3PO accompanying Chewbacca, Dengar captured them both. When he demanded to know where Han Solo was, Han then appeared to stun Dengar and rescue his companions. Dengar was then hired by the Hidden Hand to assassinate Vader. Aboard the freighter known as the Broken Wing, he acquired some weapons and he was double-crossed by a companion. The skirmish was then interrupted by the arrival of Darth Vader's destroyer. Fleeing to the planet Heeva, Vader pursued. Dengar then left traps for the Dark Lord where he then turned up in person. Dengar then opened fire on him while his partner Honnar engaged Vader with a battle axe. Honnar was then cut down by Vader amongst all others that opposed him in that fight. It was then revealed that Dengar was an informant of Vader, where he then stunned his employer, of which stormtroopers took him into custody. Dengar then proceeded to inform Vader of the group that hired him to kill Vader. In the year 3 ABY, he amongst others such as IG-88, Boba Fett, Bossk and 4LOM were invited aboard Vader's flagship to hunt down the Millennium Falcon, who as we know that Dengar was unsuccessful as it was Boba Fett that delivered Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt. Dengar was then present when Luke Skywalker appeared at Jabba's palace. Dengar then chose to not accompany the group on the sail barge, which turned out to be a very lucky circumstance as we all know that the sail barge was destroyed. After the Battle of Endor, Dengar became aware of the changes in ruling government from the Empire to the New Republic, believing that the New Republic would force bounty hunters against other bounty hunters. Jasamari then offered a position to Dengar that the New Republic would greatly reward anyone to help capture the Grand Admiral Rey Sloane. While Dengar was skeptical, Jas sweetened the deal by arranging full pardons if he helped, of which he was then granted. Sometime after the Civil War ended, Dengar became completely unrecognizable due to cybernetic operations, which was to keep him capable and competitive. It's rumored that he went under a new alias called Hrothgar Deng, who Rey listed as Deng when he tried to kidnap Merben Folgus. But when having another look, the bounty hunter known as Keith Varys referred to Deng as Dengar.